music scene, showing lots of love for the community with great advice. I know who I should go see. So around town radio show is where I go for the latest band info.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday with the Band, live from the Hall Around Town Radio Studios here at noon on a Wednesday. Glad to have you with us today. We're going to get right to it. We've got a lot to talk about. We are riding and rocking this weekend for Autism, Ken Anderson Alliance. Big event. I am fortunate to be part of that as the MC, and I'm bringing into the program Pam. Pam, how are you?
Amazing.
With the Ken Anderson Alliance. Chris is with me. He's from the Summit Band, and he's going to be playing at this event, and a big deal here at Queen City Harley-Davidson. Pam, let's get right to it. Why don't you give a few details about what we're going to talk about today?
Awesome. So we are in our 10th year for Ridin and Rockin for Autism, presented by the American Family Insurance this year. It will take place at the Queen City Harley-Davidson with registration at 10 and kickstands up at noon. This is an all-day family event plus a ride, so please don't think that you have to be on a bike or need a bike to attend this event. We have food trucks, we have live music, we have raffles. The weather's supposed to be fantastic. Bring lawn chairs and come out and spend the day with us.
Awesome. Outstanding. I'm looking so forward to it. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. Let's keep those fingers crossed, weather-wise, as always, for these type of events. But, you know, the last one of these, Pam, we had a lot of fun. We had a good time. There was so much to do. It's not just a ride. It's an experience. And Queen City Harley-Davidson, nice enough to give us that whole area to not only have some fun with some people and raise money for the Ken Anderson Alliance, but also to bring some live music to the area there on their Saturday when they have a lot of traffic in, looking at the bikes and doing those kind of things. So, Chris, you're with us. You're going to play on this event.
Yep.
How did you get connected with the Ken Anderson Alliance to be part of this? And tell us a little bit about your band if people don't know who you are.
Yeah, so I'm Chris Scott. I'm with the band The Summit. We're originally from Cincinnati, Ohio. I would like to say that I'm from Cincinnati, and my drummer's from Cincinnati, but we are scattered. We have members of the band from Nashville, Georgia, Kentucky, but we've been around since 2017. We've been on the road a lot, partially with a lot of national acts. We've been on the road with ZZ Top and Collective Soul this summer, and we actually met Pam at 16 Lots Brewery. And she had brought up kind of what she does with the Ken Anderson Alliance, and we just fell in love right away. I mean, that's one of the things that we like to do when we come home. We like to get involved with a lot of great organizations in our hometown, you know, at least in my hometown, and what the Ken Anderson Alliance does closely kind of resembles what we do as a brand and as a band, you know, getting out there in the community and coming home for great causes. And so it was a blessing meeting Pam, you know, just at 16 Lots Brewery and getting to kind of understand what she does. And she was able to bring us down to the headquarters, and we got to perform a few times with the Melodic Connections band, who are absolutely amazing, and getting ready, you know, just getting to be introduced to the participants and the staff there. They're second to none, just amazing people. And it keeps us grounded, and it keeps us very, very humble to be able to have the opportunity to partner with them. And we're excited. We're excited to come, you know, to be home for the next couple of weeks and head on out to Harley-Davidson, because, you know, most of us ride too. We're not going to ride in the event because we got to prep for our rock and roll performance. But we're just very, very excited, very, very blessed, and very honored to be a part of this event.
Well, outstanding, Chris. And we're going to get back and dig a little deeper into some of the music you're going to be playing, all those things, and where you've been and what you guys have been doing. But I want to touch on this event because not only, as I said, is it a fun bike ride, and everybody enjoys a charity bike ride. I mean, there's so many kind-hearted and people that dig deep in their pockets, bikers out there who participate in all these rides, runs, and so on that go on. But Pam, you've got like you're kind of like the ringmaster here of a circus that's going on at this thing, Pam. And you have food, you have obviously the motorcycle element of this and the music element. Let's talk about food and beverage for a minute, because I know that's a big draw here. Let's talk about that if we can.
So this year we are going to have Tickle Pickle back. We were blessed to have them last year. They have a custom menu this year. None of the items are above $15. So they work with us and they work with the organization to make sure that it is an event that you can spend all day with us. They are on the mission. They have a daughter who is autistic. So they are out there representing the mission and giving back in a way to the community that fulfills them and helps us as well. We have Indigenous Chef, which will be out there again this year. I'm very excited to try some things on their menu. They have a lobster empanada for $10. And again, everything on their menu is $15 or lower. They are some special, they are retired special ed teachers. So again, we stick with the mission when we're out there doing this event, as we do with most of Ken Anderson Alliance events. We also have beverages. We will have adult beverages. We will have Bud Light. We will have Mick Ultra. We will have 16 Lots. Bad Tom Smith Brewing will be out there. 16 Lots, in case you don't know, they sponsor Kenny's Day Drinking Beer. So if you haven't had a chance to try it, please do so. A percentage of their sales go back to Ken Anderson Alliance all year. And then, of course, we have our special guest, Houday, the mascot, one of our most popular friends. He will be out there as well between 2 and 4. We will have raffles. We have T-shirts to sell. And I promise you that as you sit there, you will know you're making a difference today. Not tomorrow, not next week, but this minute, attending this event, you made a difference.
Absolutely, Pam. And these are great events. I mean, I don't care. Whatever the Ken Anderson Alliance touches seems to turn to gold. And it's people are so giving. And what you guys do there on a daily basis is many times, I guess I don't even want to say, but sometimes overshadowed by all the big events that go on. But this is a daily thing that goes on at the Ken Anderson Alliance. And the music is an important part of Ken's mission and the Alliance's mission. And you're bringing a group there called Melodic Connections. And let me tell you about bringing smiles to my face. When I got to host Autism Rocks along with Ken, and so when we had a blast with that and watching the people, and I still recall a story of a lady walking up to Ken and pointing at her son up on stage with Melodic Connections and says, "That's my son in the orange T-shirt up there. God bless you, Ken Anderson, for what you do for him." I thought that said it all right there. We could have just dropped the mic and left. You know, it was just that kind of day. So Melodic Connection, Pam, let's hit on that a little bit and talk about that program and what that brings to these events.
Absolutely. So Ken Anderson, their day program is focused on music, and we believe it is the universal language for everyone. So while there are some day programs that focus on arts and crafts or cooking or woodworking, ours is music based. So Melodic Connections is our day program where individuals can sign up and come in and play music all day long. It is color coded. They play current songs, old songs, new songs, whatever's in their heart that makes them happy. They have instruments that they can play. They can get up and dance, and they can be free and be whoever they want to be for those couple of hours. We have expanded this program to include our advanced band, which will be playing for the first time this year. And that band will be available to play at other venues as they progress throughout. So the music program has shown to be so effective that some of our participants are now back to completing whole sentences and interacting with the community. A lot of things got shut down during COVID, as we know, and they didn't have much reasons to smile or talk. So having people like Chris from the Summit come in, and we were blessed, they brought a player from Collective Soul come in and played with our day program, just reminds them that we as a community care about them, and we as a community are here to support them and to help them grow.
Absolutely. And thank you for that comment, Shane DeMoss. Live music heals souls. It absolutely does. And I want to say, if you're watching right now, you can drop a question in for Pam or Chris as we're talking here. But if you're watching afterwards, they will share this to their page. So if you have any questions for them, drop in the comments. They'll see those comments pop up. And we know our noon viewership is not the greatest sometimes with everybody busy and running around, but this will get a lot of views later in the day. And we want to make sure that you guys interact with us. And certainly questions about the Ken Anderson Alliance or obviously the Ridin and Rockin for Autism event, we'd love for you to drop in there. So Pam, you've said melodic connections. Let's get some timeline here before I get back to Chris and some music questions. Let's get some timeline of what's going on for this event. You said, I know it's 10 a.m. registration, but the big portion of the event kicks off at noon, right?
Correct. So 10 a.m. is registration, kickstands up at noon. Music and food trucks and beverages will be ready to serve at noon. We will have the Melodic Connection Advanced Band from 12:15 to 12:45. Then we will have Melodic Connections from 1 to 2. And then, of course, Summit will be from 3 to 4:30. So it's a full day of music with entertainment. We encourage you to bring a lawn chair. There's really limited seating that's out there, but there is plenty of room for everyone and families just to come and enjoy the day. We will have some fidgets. We will have some noise canceling headphones for those that may need it. We want everybody to enjoy the day.
Perfect. I'm going to be there to enjoy the day. I guarantee that for sure. Chris, tell everybody that may not be familiar with Summit. Okay. Certainly. And are we calling it the Summit or Summit Band?
It's like
That's
the
a good
Ohio
question.
State University. Yeah, that's a great question. It's like the Ohio State University, my alma mater. So it's the Summit. Yeah, we go by the Summit or the whichever way you prefer. So, yeah.
So for those that aren't familiar with you, talk about the music you play, some of the people you've played with, and obviously you're well connected in the music scene. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, sure. Me and my drummer Mike Hennel, Cincinnati native, we started the band. We signed a record contract when we were little. We were young teenagers, right? And we toured all over the world. We toured all over the country, and about 5 years ago, we came up with a concept of a new project we wanted to do, and it happened to be the Summit. We wanted to get back to our roots, and that's really what we focused on. And people say, well, what are your roots? Well, our roots are the music that our parents listened to, right? Classic rock and roll, blues, funk rock and roll, just everything that we were able to kind of grow up on. We wanted to kind of start publishing and writing music that really kind of was synonymous with that, and our
Oops, we're losing Chris a little, I think. Yeah, I think Chris, you were cutting out a little bit right there. Yeah, I think we've lost his audio for a minute. Lost his audio there. Pam, let's get back to you while we're waiting on Chris to get things back in play here. And so you said music all day, obviously. Some of the other activities we're going to have there, raffles, as you said. How is the Alliance going to raise money at this event besides obviously the bikers who are paying an entry fee, I believe, to ride, correct?
Correct. So the bikers, it is $25 for a single, $30 for a double rider that day. We have T-shirts for sale, tank tops. They'll be $25. We have our patches, similar to the ones we had last year. Those will be $10 each. We also will have 2 rounds of Split the Pot. One will be from 10 until 3:15, and then the next one will start from 3:30 until 4 o'clock. So we'll be doing 2 sets of Split the Pot. A portion of sales from both Tickle Pickle and Indigenous Chef are also coming back to Ken Anderson Alliance, along with a portion of the sales from 16 Lots. Additionally, we will be taking, we have a special guest, Ken Anderson, will be there in a new form this year. So he will be there joining us. So you'll have an opportunity to take a picture with him. Houday will be there from 2 to 4. And then, of course, we have the music that'll be playing all day long. And we want everybody to know that especially with Melodic Connections and with the Summit, we want them to get up and be interactive. This is not where you need to be concerned about your child or your family member being stationary and minding their P's and Q's. They are the kings and the queens of the day. If they want to run around and dance and enjoy themselves, that's what we're there for. Melodic will be bringing some additional instruments so that those in the crowd can participate with their music. And the Summit, we're blessed with, are very familiar with Melodic Connections and our crowd. And I am sure that they will have a music selection that will just make everybody's heart sing.
They always do. They really do. Chris, are you back with me now, buddy? I think I'm still not hearing you at all, Chris. Yeah, we don't hear you for some reason. So I don't know what's shaking there, but it's audio, it's live, folks, and sometimes it happens that way. So I will, Chris, if you can hear me, jump in there and talk sometime, and maybe we'll get your audio back. I don't know. Not happening. All right. Chris, if you can hear me, buddy, just back out and log back in, and maybe that'll help. Okay, if you can do that, you can back out and log back in. Good. He's hearing me. I'm just not hearing him. Pam, I'm hearing you fine though, so we'll keep talking about this event. And I'm looking forward to it. And I want to thank you personally for trusting me to be an MC at a lot of your events and those kind of things, because I enjoy getting up on that stage, and what I get to see there is so heartwarming, and to watch the interaction between especially the people that are in the, melodic connections and your music program and all that. It's so heartwarming to see. And I know you go to work every day, and you've got to walk away with a smile every single day about what you guys are doing there at the Ken Anderson Alliance. It's truly magical. It is.
Absolutely. Between the day program and literally, if you think you're having a bad day or you're struggling or having a challenge, you can just walk over to the day program. Go in there and listen to the music and dance and interact with our participants over there. We have Just Brews, which is on the right side of us, that we can go over there and have lunch or drinks or coffee with them and interact with them. And the best part about it, and until you experience, I don't think you can really understand it. But that part of making a difference right then and right there is an impact that not everybody gets the pleasure or the opportunity to have. I'm very blessed that I have that opportunity on a daily basis to be able to make an impact on our friends. And we love having you because we know you understand the mission. You are full force in the mission, and we appreciate you and your audience, especially when we roll around for Autism Rocks. We all know that the way this community pulls together for that event is just it's incredible.
It's over the top. It is.
It's going to be our 15th year for that one. So
yeah. So cool. So cool.
Yes.
Let me see if we got Chris back. Chris, you with us?
I am. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we've got audio now, buddy. Good.
You know what it was? The AirPods died, so that's what it was.
Oh yeah, it happens. Yeah. It's live. It happens. So let's roll back into you for a minute. I want to know, and before we would lose anything again, let's talk about what they can expect to hear from the summit.
Yeah. So the summit is I don't know how much we heard before, but the summit was kind of the brainchild of myself and my drummer Mike Hennel. I've been writing partners with him for about 20 years. We signed record contracts early on in our age, and we decided about 5 years ago we wanted to kind of get back to a format of just good old-fashioned 60s, 70s rock and roll. But we wanted to write music that really fit that format because that's what our parents listened to, and that's what we grew up on. So we started this project, quickly signed a publishing deal, and quickly started going on the road. Our music and our demos got in the hands of people like Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top, Collective Soul, Robin Trower, Kenny Wayne Shepherd. And almost immediately when we started this project, we wrote an album and we were out on the road. We were out touring with all of those folks we just mentioned, and started to really kind of blow up nationally. And our music is very, we call it vintage rock and roll. That's kind of our tagline. So if you like Led Zeppelin, you like, even, I can't believe I'm calling them classic rock bands, but bands like the Black Crowes, the Who, that's really Bad Company. That's really what our music is synonymous with, but all original. It's all original, but our music is just getting back to that root. And we put on a rock show, man. I mean, that's what we do. And we've been very fortunate and blessed over the last. Actually, I don't know if you can see on my wall. I've been on one of my idols, who got wind of my music and who has actually produced us and has given us a lot of advice in this music industry, is Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top, one of my favorite guitar players. One of my favorite bands of all times. We've been out with them just dozens and dozens of times. Actually, we're getting ready to go back out with them later this August. And so that crowd is really synonymous with our music as well. And we talk about bikers. Let me tell you what, you're going to find in a concert full about 5,000 ZZ Top fans, 4,000 of them are going to be bikers. So that's another exciting thing playing this event. Ride for Autism is just being able to have that connection and that fan base there too. But yeah, we're just good old fashioned rock and roll, and that's what we do. We really fashion ourselves off our live performance and the connections that we make, not only through local communities, but in the industry, but things that we do, we partner with, like with the Ken Anderson Alliance. So we put ourselves out there, and we go 110% every time, and that's the kind of show you're going to get on Saturday. So we're really excited. Yeah.
Thank you for giving to this event. And I'm Chris, I'm still struggling with the fact that I go to the grocery store and I hear the Muzak over the speaker system and they're playing Led Zeppelin, ZZ Top, and Aerosmith.
Oh, yeah.
That's not supposed to be that classic. I mean, it's not, but it's great music, and anybody that likes vintage rock and roll is going to enjoy the day. Besides the fact that if you get there in time to see the Melodic Connections band, you're going to have a smile on your face. You're going to be in a good mood for the rest of the week, at least. Okay, I will say that. And I think you guys are going to be the icing on the cake there to top that day off for a wonderful day. Yeah. And Pam, we've got a lot to finish up with. Let's talk about sponsorships. Who's sponsoring this event? We know Queen City Harley-Davidson is going to be a big part of it. Who else do we have to chat about today?
Absolutely. So we have American Family Insurance, which is our presenting sponsor this year, and we're very grateful to have them back. This is their second year with us this year. We have Ironworkers Local 44 is one of our sponsors. We have Bad Tom Smith Brewing, Guitars for Vets, Lori's Roadhouse, MSP Design, Schlottman Family Insurance, Key Bank, and a new one this year, Empath for Autism. And let me tell you, that is a brand new foundation that is getting started with some very close friends with Ken Anderson Alliance. And you're going to hear a lot about them coming up in the future. They're going to be doing their very first event in November. So stay tuned for some more exciting information about them.
All right. And I've got up on the screen there, KenAndersonAlliance.org. If you want more information about what the Ken Anderson Alliance is all about and what they do, you can tap on that on the web and find out all kinds of great things there. So I want to say, Pam, you've got all this set up. It's going to be a great day. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to have live music all day long, food, beverage, everything you want, plus a lot of cool Harley Davidsons and a lot of fun riders. And as Chris said, you're not going to find a nicer bunch of people as the biker community is. And they give so much to all these events, and they're a big part of the Ken Anderson Alliance each year with this Ridin' and Rockin'. So I got to recap some things here before we get out of here, and I want to let you guys have a chance to end it up if we can. But I want to talk about it Saturday, Queen City Harley-Davidson, located 4860 Premier Way, I believe it is, right? Premier Way?
Yes, sir.
In Westchester. It's going to be 10 o'clock registration. If you're not already registered, 10 o'clock registration. Noon kickstands are up. Bikes take off. What time are the bikes coming back, Pam?
The bikes will be back at 3 o'clock.
Okay, 3 o'clock. So we will have a lot going on there in the interim. So come on down, enjoy this three-ring circus that Pam likes to call Ridin' and Rockin' for Autism, because it is. And there's so much to do too. That's the fun part about it. You're not going to be standing around idle time. Trust me. There's plenty to do, plenty to see, and plenty to visit. So we'd love to have you there. And I want to end this thing up today with a couple things. Chris, what else do you have to share about the event, buddy? You're up.
Yeah. So one of the things that we're going to do is we are going to be bringing in, like I told you, we're going to be going back out with ZZ Top here at the end of the month. And one of the things that we're going to do is we're actually going to bring some of our tour posters to sign for anybody at the event that wants to purchase them. And 100% of those proceeds are going to go right back into the Ken Anderson Alliance. So we do want to make sure that everybody knows that. We'll bring some other merch, some other items as well, but we really want to get those tour posters out there, sign them for anybody that wants them, the bikers, the kids, anybody. And 100% of those proceeds are going to go right back into the Ken Anderson Alliance. So we want to make sure that we continue to get back and just have a great time. And we can't, and I'll speak for everybody else in the band, we can't wait for Saturday. We're stoked. We're extremely excited. So.
Perfect. And Bill's got a question, Pam. I'm not sure I can answer it, but are slingshots allowed to participate in the ride?
Absolutely, sir. It's all inclusive. So that includes those other bikes that we're all familiar with, as well as the Harleys and the slingshots. We want to see everybody out there. We really like seeing the different organizations that show up. The VFW comes in with a group. The Hog Chapter comes in with a group. Dragonfly comes in with a group. Southern Ohio Bikers come in with a group. And just seeing them pull together as a team and then working together all day long and enjoying that with the community is what it's all about. That's what Ken Anderson is about. We're about bringing the community together to spotlight and share our music-based program, but also to let people know that we are out here to service adults with disabilities. And you do not necessarily have to be born with a disability. If you encounter a disability throughout your lifetime, we're here to service you. So if you have any questions whatsoever, if there's a service we can provide for you, please don't hesitate to reach out to us either through our Facebook page, our website, or pick up the phone and give us a call.
That's perfect, Pam. Thank you. And
Yes.
I did meet some ladies last year that were there writing from the from the Chrome Divas,
The
I
Chrome
believe.
Divas, yes, they
Yes,
are a
and
popular group with our females.
they were a lot of fun, and it was great to meet them. And they were having a good time dancing to the music. Let me tell you, it was a party going on after the ride was completed. So look forward to all those bikes coming back at 3:00 after they kick off at noon. But you want to be there to see them take off, because that's a really cool thing to watch. When they fire up all those bikes and take off in that ride, and there's always, a lot of patriotism going on there. A lot of people in those groups that are proud to do what they do. So I'm looking forward to being a part of this on Saturday. Chris, I'm looking forward to working with you, getting a chance to intro you guys on stage. That'll be an honor for me. And anything else you guys have to share before we say bye to everybody today and post these on our pages and hopefully get a lot of people out there?
Chris, you got anything?
No, just very, very excited. We're looking forward to it. We are just extremely excited to see all of our old friends and make some new friends along the way. So we can't wait. We'll see you guys all Saturday.
Yes,
Pam,
sir.
anything else?
We just want to thank you, Scott, for allowing us the opportunity to be on your show and reach out to your community and the fan base. We want to thank everyone in the community that supports any of our events with Ken Anderson Alliance. That includes our Autism Rocks, our golf event in October, our Wine Over the Rhine in September, and then, of course, we have our ride in August. So we really try to make sure that we have an event that aligns with everybody's need and what they're looking forward to. If you have ideas or you're interested in sponsorships, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll be out there all day Saturday, and I'm excited and can't wait for the day to go.
Speaking of motorcycles.
Motorcycle.
There we go. And Pam, I've got to say, first of all, Ken has surrounded himself and his alliance with some fantastic people. You have some wonderful folks there working with you every single day. And I must say about Ken, and I have had an opportunity to work with him a couple of times now, and this gentleman who did so well in professional football could have just put his feet up on the couch and watched TV in his retirement or done anything he wanted to do. But yet he took on this project, and it is in his soul, and it's definitely a passion for him. And I can't say enough about Ken and what he does to make this all happen. So come on down and meet Ken Anderson on Saturday. If you've never met him, it's a good opportunity. I know he's big on, he hands out a few posters and signs them, does things like that. He does that at Autism Rocks. He's a fan favorite. So get out there and meet. And guys, thank you, Chris. Thank you, Pam, for being with me today. And again, guys, if you're watching after we're live, which I know many of you will be, please drop a comment. If you like the event, if you've been to the event, let us know. If you will have a question about the event, drop it in there. And until next time, we'll be back with you on Haul Around Town Radio. Tomorrow, we'll be featuring Who's Playing Out, brought to you by Froggies in Monroe. All the players, musicians, and venues in the tri-state and where they're playing for the week. So we'll be featuring that tomorrow. So glad to have you with us today, guys. Thanks so much. We're going to get out of here for now. This is Haul Around Town Radio, and you've been watching the Ken Anderson Alliance Riding and Rockin' for Autism on Saturday, Queen City, Harley-Davidson. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye-bye. Stay with me, guys. I'll be with you in just a minute.